Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. And today I'm going to have the college football teams of the week. So, if you like the video today, please come in and share it. Boy. Week 3 is outstanding in college football this past weekend. And we got 4 teams I'm going to talk about today that I think are the surprises of college football from this past weekend. So, one more time, if you like the video, please come in and share it. The first team that comes up on my docket today, this is for you, Mr. Deshaun Tate. He's from East Lansing, Michigan. What about some Michigan State Spartans? Woohoo! They went into South Florida and beat Miami 38-17. What a performance. And what I liked about Sparty is that I love their quarterback, Patrick Thorne. 261 yards, 4 touchdowns. Boy, he was very special on Saturday afternoon against Miami. But this is the thing I like about the young man. On the season, and see, this is why you have championship football teams. He has 9 touchdowns, no interceptions as the starter for Michigan State. Kendall Walker had 172 yards Saturday against Miami. But it was their defense that really impressed me. They forced 4 turnovers against Miami. And boy, do they have some special people on the defensive side of the ball. Darius Snow out of the state of Texas made a noise on Saturday. But most of all, when you look at this Michigan State team, they rank number 20th in the country, and they're changing the landscape in the Big Ten this year. And you think about Michigan State, you always got to think about the 1966 team. Bubba Smith, George Webster, oh my God, Jimmy Ray at the quarterback position, Clint Jones, Gene Washington. Then you think about all the great quarterbacks since Mr. Thorne is playing at a high level. Kirk Cousins is playing at a high level right now for the Minnesota Vikings. Bill Burke, Brian Hoyer. I think Michigan State has got that thing going up there in East Lansing. My number 2 team on the list this weekend is BYU. BYU, Mountain West. Boy. They got a quarterback by the name of Jan Hall. He's the first African-American quarterback in BYU history. And boy, he is a special player. They beat a real good team on Saturday night in Arizona State 27-17. Mr. Hall's stats for the game wasn't all that impressive, but he had 214 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 38 yards rushing on 7 carries. And you know what about him? He got a little bit of that swagger all the other BYU quarterbacks had in the past. Jim McMahon, Ty Detmer, Mark Wilson, Clifford Nielsen, Robbie Bosco, the national championship quarterback, Virgil Carter. Y'all better take a notice of BYU out there in the West. And you know what they did against Arizona State? On the defensive side of the ball, they forced 4 turnovers. They got a player in the safety named Max Tooley. Now, my 3rd team that come on the list today, is something going down in our city, Iowa. This is a very special football team. I'm starting to think this might be the team in the Big Ten. Kurt Ferenc, you got a special team. And the reason I like the Iowa Hawkeyes, they come in ranked number 5th in the AP poll today. I love their defense, man. They're only giving up 11 points a game. 10 sacks, 6 INTs. And think about the 3 games they won this year. The first 2 games, they played 2 teams in the top 25. Handled Indiana. Handled Iowa State. They are a special football team. And I like the star they got on the offensive side of the ball, Tyler Goodson. He's out of Gwinnett County, which is 40 miles from where I live at, down here in Douglasville, Georgia. He's a very special football player. He had 155 yards this past weekend, but it's that defense. Jack Campbell, 20 total tackles on the season. Seth Benson, 20 tackles. Jack Corner might be the best safety in the country. Riley Mouse, 2 touchdown returns at the cornerback position. Matt Hankins, NFL prospect all day, 2 interceptions. Justin Jacobs, phenomenal football player, 16 tackles on the season. This is a very, very dangerous Iowa football team. And Iowa City, you should be happy. Because when you look at this Iowa football team, It takes me back to Andre Tippett, Reggie Roby, Bob Stoops, Mark Stoops, Chuck Long, Ronnie Harmon, Larry Station, Marv Cook, Alex Karras, Randy Duncan. Go Hawkeyes. They're my third team on the list. And now my fourth team on the list. Boy, I could not be more proud and more honored to be proud of this school that's coming in number 16 in the AP poll. You know how dear they are to my heart. I went there for 3 years as an 18-year-old freshman, stepping on that campus in 1978, up there in Northwest Arkansas. See, it's one way in and one way out at Fayetteville, Arkansas. And it's a beautiful school. And when the football program is going right, it is something special. Sam Pittman, I'd like to say thank you, my brother. You're doing an outstanding job. What you restored to the University of Arkansas football program, pride, honor, dignity, and respect, and the toughest conference of all of football. So when I talk about the Hogs, you know I got to call them. Ooh, pig, soy. Ooh, pig, soy. What I like about this Arkansas football team under Sam Pittman, I'm going to start with the offense. Any good football team, we got all these teams that can throw the football, the Alabamas of the world. But when you're able to run the football, you're going to have a pretty good football team. Arkansas, 897 yards on the season rushing the football, 282 yards a game, averaging 41 points a game. I didn't see that coming when the season started. Let me give kudos to the offensive line. Marion Cunningham, Ty Clark, Dalton Wagner. Y'all making the Hogs proud. Then when you look at Arkansas, from an offensive standpoint, they got 5 players that's over 100 yards rushing this year. But the young man that's making it go is KJ Jefferson. Oh, my God, 632 yards passing. He's second on the team in rushing. 4 touchdowns, 2 INTs. What I like about KJ Jefferson, 65% completion as a passer. He has improved out of Sardis, Mississippi. And as I always told you on our video, share 100 yards of football. And something in the water in Mississippi. Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Archie Manning, Brent Favre, Steve McNair, Earl Jones, the actor. James Earl Jones. I'm sorry, I'm getting upset. I'm getting happy today. Morgan Freeman. And my parents, Chester and Inez Turner. It's something always special about some people from Mississippi. And KJ Jefferson, I can tell you this. He's a worker. And that's why the University of Arkansas offense is flying. Then let me talk about the defensive side of the ball. 2 of the best linebackers in the country. Bumper Poole, 30 tackles on the year. Grant Morgan, over 20 tackles on the year. Best safety in the country, Jalen Catlin, 28 tackles, 2 INTs. Boy, I am proud of the Hogs, boy. And then when you look at overall, number 16 in the country, huge football game coming up this weekend against the Texas A&M Aggies in Arlington Stadium. And they playing in Jerry's World. And you know what school Jerry Jones attended? He attended the University of Arkansas, baby. He was part of that 1964 national championship team with his famous teammate, Jimmy Johnson. And when you look at all the Hogs that played throughout this great thing we call college football history, Lance Allworth, Lloyd Phillips, Chuck Dykes, Vic Bunkus, Steve Little, Dan Hampton, Billy Ray Smith, Jimmy Walker, Ron Farrow, Darren McFadden, Ken Hamlin, and the greatest coach ever, Frank Boyles Jr. It's something special going down in the University of Arkansas. They come in as my 4th team, and to be honest, them and the Iowa Hawkeyes are the 2 most surprised team in college football this year. I don't know how their season is going to go, but I'm going to tell you this. Both of them teams, the Hawkeyes and the Razorbacks, they're going to be a tough out, baby. And you don't want to see them. Thank you today. for watching 100 Yards of Football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and my final words. When I think about all these great teams I mentioned today, it's very, very simple. It's the great band and the great lead singer, Freddie Mercury. Another one bites the dust. These football teams are very dangerous, boy. They're very dangerous. And from a great movie in 1978 that I saw as a true freshman at the University of Arkansas, all these teams have what I call warriors. Warriors come out to play. Warriors come out to play. Have a blessed week. Enjoy the rest of the week and watch some college football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and thank you to my producer, Mr. Jeremiah Long. Boy, it's college football at its highest level. Thank you.